So I want to talk to you today about the dilemmas that investors are facing on a constant, ongoing basis. A dilemma is a situation in which a difficult choice has to be made, oftentimes between two or more alternatives. John and I were faced with a dilemma over 10 years ago during the financial crisis. Out of that, we wanted to help more people. We wanted to help with their peace of mind. We built the conference center, and we know that it's gone a long way. I feel like the more that we study this, the better that we're going to be over the long run, the more peace of mind that we're going to have, because we found that the natural state of an investor is a lot of anxiety and confusion and doubt, fear and greed, and we have all these emotions that we have to contend with. Why is that? It's because of the investor dilemma. It's a vicious circle. It always revolves around not enough money. Right? It starts with fear of the future, which leads to forecasting, and then track record investing, information overload, emotional-based decisions, breaking the rules, and performance losses. So I'm going to break each one of these down for you today. We worry about all kinds of things. Is there going to be a recession, a war? What's the economy going to do? What's the stock market going to do? Who's the next president going to be? Some people are worried about who the president is right now. All kinds of things that we worry about. Right? So we have this fear of the future. Who preys on investors' fear of the future? The media certainly does, don't they? The financial industry? It's the people who can profit from it. So if we're fearful of the future, wouldn't it be easy if we could just find somebody who could tell us what's going to happen? Right? Tell us what's going to happen with the stock market, with interest rates. Life would be so much easier. Right? We could make all these extra profits, we could with little or no risk. And that's what happens sometimes. Every now and then I'll have a client say, Scott, what's your outlook on the market? I'll get my Wall Street crystal ball. Change brokers now. Oh, killing me. Should have paid attention to the Amazon reviews. 2 stars on this. No. But they know, right? There's all kinds of people in the financial industry that prey on investor wish fulfillment. Okay? The problem is they can't fulfill their promises. We get people like the fear monger. Okay? Let me introduce you to Doug Casey. This is the currency expert who predicted the gold boom of the 70s, the savings and loans collapse of the 80s, the dot-com and housing crashes, as well as President Trump's victory, and he has a startling prediction about the fate of the US dollar. Right? And if you're already worried, now you're worried, what's going to happen to my money? What's going to happen to the dollar?
Okay, Doug, let's just dive right into it. It's crazy out there. Now, what is going on?
I believe that we entered the Greater Depression in 2007. We entered, compare it to a gigantic financial hurricane. And what we experienced in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010 was the leading edge of this gigantic financial hurricane. And now, for the last 6 years, we've been in the eye of the storm. I believe at this point, we're entering the trailing edge of the hurricane, and it's going to be much different, much worse, and much longer lasting than the turbulence we experienced back in 8 and 9.
Sounds very convincing. He also sounds like he believes himself. Does he? Right? After all, this is the man who predicted Trump's win. He must know something. So, thankfully, we do the research on people like this. We looked into his past, and we found that he's been saying almost the same thing for at least the last 20 years. This is his book, Crisis Investing, for the rest of the 90s. Okay? But it goes back even further than that. Crisis Investing, Opportunities and Profits in the Coming Depression, July 1980. See, he's been recycling all these same ideas for the last 30, 40 years. Right? But here's the offer. Here's the ad. The man who predicted the 2008 meltdown has a bold new prediction. You click on the ad. He says, your free copy of Totally Incorrect Volume 2 is still available. Simply read our terms for this great deal, then enter your information below to get started. Right? You'll receive an ebook version that you can begin reading immediately. Then he goes on to say, with 70,000 subscribers, we take our members' experience very seriously. We'll notify you before automatically renewing your subscription at $99 for a full year. Right? Now, if you don't know Common Core math, what's 70,000 times 100? Carry the 2 zeros. How much money is that? $7 million? You're telling me he makes $7 million a year on these subscription fees? Do you think that he believes that the world's going to come to an end? Or do you think that he's after people's money? See, he's found that if he scares enough people, scares enough investors, they'll send him money. Okay? And the disclaimers, who reads those anyways? While the examples above are real, the results may not be typical. All investing involves risk, including cryptocurrencies. And you should never invest more than you're prepared to lose. Okay? Testimonials are printed under aliases to protect privacy and edited for length. Their claims have not been independently verified or audited for accuracy. We do not know how much money was risked, what portion of their portfolio was allocated, or how long they own the securities. We do not claim that the results experienced by such subscribers are typical, and you will likely have very different results. Any performance results of our recommendations prepared by Legacy Research are not based on actual trading of securities, but are instead based on a hypothetical trading account.
Oh, great.
Hypothetical performance results may have inherent limitations. You think?
It's easy to trade with fake money, isn't it?
Very good point. Right? But they never go away. And this is just one example. Thankfully for you guys, we do the research. Right? We check these guys out so that you don't have to give them your information. Look at his privacy policy. How we use and share personal information. Legacy will maintain your personal information for as long as it deems necessary in its sole discretion. Right? I would never trust them with my information. See, he's found out that if they make enough predictions, some will come true. And then they can point to those predictions and say, look, I got that right. I must have some special ability. I must have some clairvoyance. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.